The day is Wednesday. You're no longer clocked in and decide it's time to put some hours on the battlefield. You hop on Arma Reforger, be with a couple boys, but if you're more like me, probably solo. You get yourself a proper rank, more importantly, proper armor, and upon doing so, you're met with the crushing reality that time, like all things, is finite, and this battle will soon come to an end. Now, in most cases, I would probably just find a new server, maybe even hedge my bets and call it quits there, but today I had a little extra time on my hands, and after effectively cutting off any and all support that might reach that last POI, this game would soon find its end. But with those ends come new beginnings, and well, I didn't expect those new beginnings to look quite so bright. This ended up being a huge game for me. That was the result of a single life, and at the end I totaled about 76 and 9. I can't quite remember, but that'll be posted elsewhere in the video. If you're feeling generous, go ahead and toss me a like, but more importantly, enjoy the video. When your team has the upper hand, it allows for certain privileges. That privilege for me being the ability to drive far behind enemy lines, positioning myself south of one of the last staging areas before they were cut off from the rest of the map. And pause. Aside from the heli clip you saw just seconds ago, this happened prior to the clips of that montage, and I'd argue it had just as heavy an impact. I'll let the footage speak for itself. You might be wondering why I left in all the downtime, and that's because I wanted to accurately portray what this run looked like in the moment. At this point, I'm riding sky high. My positioning couldn't have been more spot on, and we're not done just yet. At many points here, the targets become so abundant, I'm having a hard time choosing who to shoot at, and I'm running low on chain gun ammo. This prompts me to switch over to the NG and mop up any remaining forces I can spot on base. And that's the sound of the bulletproof glass finally being shot. In panic, I spray at any and all portions of the base that have yet been destroyed, but I fail to hit my mark. With those shots inching ever close to my head, I decided it was about time to get out of here. I had put more than enough rounds down range, and they were clearly aware of my position, so with that, the chase was on. They made it known that they had no intentions of letting me leave, so I repositioned further south to see if I can get another angle on this push. And just a few seconds after, I hear the hum of an MI8 passing by. I gave it a solid 10 to 15 minutes before returning to my original position, and that's when a supply truck unknowingly passed my line of fire. Supplies for me, but not for thee. That was the name of the game, and I had effectively cut off Oregon from any reinforcements. NATO troops were able to push and secure the base shortly thereafter. Things were dying down, or so I thought. Just around the corner, I managed to get into a little fender bender with the Russians. I think they were happy to see me. So it's time to stop and reassess. I always recommend going ass first with the JLTV to prevent yourself from being shot through that bulletproof glass. I take aim at my former position, but I quickly realize there's a much more valuable target in the area. The Chinook is a tank. It takes multiple hits from my chain gun with very little effect, but luckily for me, they decided to come back around. After taking out the Chinook directly in front of the counter push, I repositioned south of the last primary objective this side of the map. The enemy air presence was heavy, and they were not expecting a JLTV this close to their supply route. I found my JLTV a nice new home and await further helis. Oh, here comes a sneaky little bugger. No thank you. I hang around just a moment longer here. I can hear a Chinook flying overhead, and I'm hoping to get a few shots off at it, but Chinooks are fast. My time was up here, onto my final resting place. Home, alas. Here I'd find my end, but not without putting on a show. I was able to find 3 helis in the span of about 45 seconds, so here we go. The first target was down, the enemy Chinook was 11 o'clock in my position, and all I had to do was wait. Just keep waiting. Bye bye. Oh. And there was another. I struggled a bit, and I think you should see that. I'm not good. I just position well. A wise philosopher once said, "The road to a W is littered with L's." Time to die. It was a good run. I'm not done yet.
Yeah, it gave me a good seconds. Other guy.
Tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive that was a hit. And then comes along an MI-24. Bye bye. With tempered expectations, I find myself a new spot west of the MSR and Delaware, my former position. There was no lack of traffic. We'll see how long you fly on borrowed wings or something like that. From here, it's about patience. Sometimes you just need to sit tight and let the enemy come to you. Always double checking my map with those Chinooks. I am not used to seeing them with the Ruskies. At my current distance, the enemy was only aware of my position when firing. About 500 meters to the west, they were able to take back Vermouth, and I know I keep saying it, but man, positioning really is everything.
Beautiful. It's so beautiful.
This has become a no-fly zone as far as I'm concerned. Abandoning this position would have been the proper call. I hung out here for way too long and they were on my case. Anti-armor was on its way, and while I managed to take out a few of them, they were persistent. This is crazy. I'm having the most insane luck.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
We are gonna run it back, just in case you didn't see that. As the incendiary rounds land, he manages to get that RPG off. My man is unflinching under pressure. It's time to scram. Per usual, I give it about 10 minutes and I am right back to my original position. Time to turn this dump truck around and get back to work. That's when I hear an MG rattling off at one of our friendly helis. I spot him pretty quickly, and that's that. Always beautiful to see the direct impact you're able to make on the battlefield. There was a successful drop-off of troops, and I was feeling pretty satisfied with this run. Then I'm thinking it's time for a change of pace. How about I get a heli? With the bird of choice being the AH-6M gunship, equipped with M260 rockets, AIM-92 air-to-air stingers, and the M134 minigun, it's prepared for any and all situations you might run into. I keep both joystick Gremlin and X360CE booted pretty much whenever I play on a Reforger, so all I had to do was slide the flight stick on over and I was set to go. We had taken near full control of the map at this point, so I was gonna have to fly pretty far south to get any targets on screen.
Hey, sorry for doing, bro. I think I just killed. Start.
I find myself in the skies of Connecticut, and this is now my favorite place to fly. The canyons provide just enough cover to dip below any incoming rockets, and I also lurk out of sight of the enemy aircraft. Over the past few weeks, I've been getting a lot more comfortable with the flight stick, and I think this clip shows exactly that. Unbeknownst to me, this would be the only heli run that day. X360CE, the emulation software I use, locked right on up, and back to the JLTV it would be. Two transport birds were down and I was out of stingers. It was time to see if I could find a place to dump these M260s. In fear I had overstayed my welcome, it was time to take my lead. Which is apparently something I can only manage inside of a video game. My friends are helping me with that one.
Hey, stay sitting in the same spot. I'm coming back for you, buddy. No, not your little teammate. They're gonna be
to the main menu. Go to the players.
Yeah. Yeah, gamer words were being used, and the girls were fighting, so just listen to those comms.
At least I can't start a boat game.
There you go.
I'm gonna be 100% honest, I am so bad with the M134 miniguns, but it's a work in progress. That little bugger thought he could hide behind a tree. If you look closely here at the end, you can even see the bodies that fell off earlier in the flight.
Just happened.
I don't have the footage of how I died in that heli, but I know it was soon after that. This brings me to my final run. I grabbed another JLTV and pushed on back to Connecticut. This time around they were much quicker to respond to my presence. A few ground troops had pushed me almost off rip, but I was able to take out a few before moving to the last fob for this match. This little gamer came right up in my blind spot. It's crazy. But you can shoot through that pole, at least it looks like you are from the camera's perspective. There's no issues there.
Anybody do a pickup at main?
There's my cue to get out of here.
Those little birds down there, those friendlies?
Hello? Am I 24?
Copy, Yeah, I don't see names, but I can see names on ground.
Bye bye.
We have 8.
The final pieces have been put in place, and our team was on the way to Massachusetts to close this one out. The remaining clips are primarily me mopping up the forces I meet along the way. This was definitely a huge game for me. I don't often break into high double-digit kills in conflict mode, nor do I have this type of luck in a JLTV. So if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. I can say that pretty comfortably now because if you're still here, you're one of the real ones. Anyways, the reason I left this in was so you could see the kill total at the end. I wasn't fibbing. And I got it in 1080p, okay? Because I don't think I can record this game in 4K nor run it. So that'll have to do. Have a wonderful day or something like that.